Hi, this is Jim Lyon, the host of the All That to Say podcast. Before you dive in today, be sure and subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can catch all of our fearless conversations. Tell me about that faith journey. It sounds like your mom was a woman of faith. You were exposed to spiritual ideas and experience growing up. How did you buy in, or how did that develop for you?
Well, my grandmother's a preacher.
Well, there's that.
She wasn't, yeah, there's that. So she was very connected to the church. My mother was very connected to the church, and therefore I was very connected to the church. We lived in one of those households where, for a very long time, it was, my grandmother, all of my uncles, my aunt, and my sister. We all lived in one house in Tidewater Park, and there were a few non-negotiables, and one of those was church. Sunday we go to church, and my mother sang with the church, my grandmother sang with the church. So I cannot over communicate the importance of having a foundation that was rooted in understanding, just on a base level, who Christ was and what his mission was, and how we were to revere and seek relationship. And it goes back to something that I believe very deeply, that, the faith is not about perfection, but direction. And at every turn of my life, I've been humble enough, regardless of where I was in my faith walk, to, get on my knees and kind of revert back to that spiritual place where my mother and grandmother, and great grandmother, I remember praying over us, laying hands on us. They're Baptist, Pentecostal, like there's always this desperation for the cross that I think really seeded in me an understanding that lasts. I think there were, I've been obviously exposed to many people of that are in the faith, and some, in growing up so close to that kind of desperate, connection to the Lord, it goes another way. But I was blessed to be in a household where it was always a foundational part of our big decision making. And again, this is not about perfection. I have, I have an uncle that will drink and pray while he's drinking. You know what I mean? Like I was never pushed to be perfect, or never pushed to judge or be judged. It was just always this understanding of, the Lord's will be done. Don't stress, be anxious about nothing. These are like, the word was really seated in my spirit. So as I got older and found myself at crossroads, found myself at challenges, I always knew, I know who I belong to. And I know, as you said, nothing is wasted. So if I'm here, this is where I'm supposed to be.